Yo, what is up? It's your boy, the talented Mr. Taco, back with another fantasy football mock draft. We're doing another 12-team league in this one. It's going to be PPR as always. I have on TDS Ricky. What up, TDS Ricky? How you feeling, brother?
Going on, man. This is a few that we've done now. Now we're getting a little more used to it. More
Oh,
where
I've always
I'm
been used to
understanding.
it, baby.
Huh?
I've always had the understanding and I've always been used to it, but I'm glad that I'm able to help you feel that comfortable and
Nah.
that confident that you can admit that what I'm doing here is helping. So I do
I
appreciate that.
think I'm helping you more than anything.
Yeah. Then I have a question for you, my friend.
Yep.
Last season, 9 players
Okay.
finished above 350 points. 9 players. How many were not quarterbacks?
300.
350 points, 9 players.
How many were not quarterbacks?
Yep.
I would say 6.
No, sir. I will let you try again.
3.
That's an interesting little psychological, but no, sir, you are wrong.
What? How many then?
I'll give you one more guess.
5.
You are incorrect again, sir. And the answer is 2. There are 2 non-quarterbacks that finished with over 350 yards last year. That was Devontae Adams at 358, and that was Alvin Kamara at 377. I think both of them are coming into this season with question marks, which make you wonder a little bit how risky are some of these guys, and how late should you wait for your quarterback, because not many guys put up that numbers. Now, we do have some guys that came closer with some of these quarterbacks that, weren't too far off, but
Right.
guys like Josh Allen, they went over 400 and he was the only one. So those are some things definitely to keep in mind that as you're building and constructing your rosters, is
Well, I think
figuring out.
we've seen that in the few years that quarterbacks are going earlier than before.
They're starting to, but there's also a ton of late value in quarterbacks always every year.
Yeah, but the quarterbacks are going sooner than before.
True, but again, last year Josh Allen was someone that slipped and he finished.
I mean, what was it? 2 years ago, I chose Patrick Mahomes as my second pick.
So
and that was his second year. I chose him as my second.
But that was also, Ricky, before you were really that educated, because did that team win a championship that you drafted Mahomes that early?
No.
Okay, then. And on that note,
get out of here.
And on that,
I'll beat you. Get out of here, Steve.
And on that note, we're gonna get this bad boy started. We're gonna do it from the third pick this time.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little bit more upfront, and let's see how this bad boy goes. I'm predicting that they're gonna give us a grade of probably like a 78 again, and I'm gonna disagree with them because the team's probably gonna look really good. Because I mean, okay, first pick. It's a 2-man choice in my opinion.
Yeah, Barkley and Kamara.
No, it's a Kamara and Henry.
Nah, I would probably do. I would probably go. Damn, Barkley is too high to pick at that one, but I don't see him.
Well, if I'm drafting today, for this team, the situation behind him is too risky. So as the summer goes on, we're gonna get more data and we'll be able to make those proper evaluations. But as of
today, right now, I mean, the only issue I have with Kamara is like, no, actually, I don't really have an issue with Kamara. I probably go Kamara over Henry.
I probably agree with you for the mere fact that it is PPR, and I feel like with Michael Thomas's injury, it does open up the door a little bit for Kamara to get some more volume.
And he's going to be integral part of the offense. It doesn't matter who's under center.
Yep, I agree 100% there. 100%. Nick Chubb. Gibson just went. Joe Mixon went. Oof. Clyde, baby. Clyde. Oof. DeAndre Swift. Chris Carson. Let's take a look at the cheat sheets here. Undrafted. Justin Jefferson is there, Darren Waller, Keenan Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Kittle, Allen Robinson. So there's some nice guys here.
I'm really not in love with the running backs at all.
I'm thinking right here. Allen Robinson, Darren Waller, Keenan Allen.
I probably would go with Waller.
Really can't argue there. I'm in love with Allen Robinson this season. I think that his upside is tremendous, but to just snag him right back here is just too good to be true. To have Kamara, Waller, and Kamara, I feel supremely confident in a start like that. I'm very comfortable going anywhere on the board after this. Just looking at this position that we're in right here. At running back, Henderson is there, Jacobs is there, Gaskins is there, Davis is there. I think we're cool with a couple of those guys. I know I'm cool with Gaskins, Davis, Henderson, and I like ETN. Hunt is still there. Wide receiver, there's some guys, Johnson, Lockett, Galladay, Higgins. Tight end, we're not even going to look at. Quarterback, we're not even really going to look at. Like, there's guys there, but I'm honestly, it's not a position that I'm looking at this moment in the draft.
I'm more looking at the running back.
I think that Henderson is probably the guy that we both gravitate towards, but also just looking at how these projections go, they have Henderson on the low side. So for this mock, I would say I don't mind trying a Mike Davis, a Josh Jacobs, or a Myles Gaskin.
Well, I probably would take Jacobs over Davis.
There's less people to compete with Davis than Josh.
Yeah,
Davis.
I just think Josh has been the number. I don't get.
They just gave Drake a lot of guaranteed money.
Yeah, I
guaranteed. You gave him guaranteed.
I just haven't seen Drake be the number. I haven't seen Drake be the number one, really. I mean,
I think it's going to be a split backfield. Whereas Mike Davis has no one he's going to be competing. There's no one there to take anything.
I like the beginning, but it looks like he ran out of gas at the end.
But then in the playoffs, he was an absolute monster.
Yeah.
You really can't say that because he blew up in the playoffs. I just think that workhorse situation wise, he has the best bet. I like Myles Gaskin a lot too. I like Myles Gaskin a lot too.
I would go either. Probably I would go Henderson first.
For the point of this mock draft, we're going to take Gaskins.
All right.
Just because I want to see the point differential. And again, I like Henderson. Don't get me twisted here. But I also think that Gaskins in a PPR system is pretty lit. Now, here's an interesting position because you can get a dynamite quarterback between Murray and Jackson. There's interesting wide receivers that come with questions in Lockett and Galladay. Tight end we don't need. Henderson is still there, who we were debating. Mike Davis is still there, who I was talking about and I liked. Then we have some other guys here like Pitts, Ayuk. I think to me here, it's really going to come down to one of these running backs. I think that these wide receivers are good, but they're not up to the value of the running back. I think here the running back is.
I would go with the running back. We wanted them. We were thinking about getting one of them, and because we got Gaskin, I definitely don't believe having a third running back is a bad thing.
Yep, and for the point of this mock draft, since in almost every other mock draft we have Henderson, I'm just going to take Mike Davis here. Mike Davis. And now that this is pretty nice because we have 3 running backs, although 2 of the same week 6 bye, which kind of sucks. But other than that, I'm not mad. I like that a lot. Dak Prescott is still on the board right now, which is interesting, insane upside. Wide receiver wise, Chark, Anderson, Boyd, Judy, Smith. Running back wise, Chase Edmonds. I think here.
I like the wide receiver. I like Anderson though.
You like Robbie Anderson here or Dak Prescott?
No, I
need Dak Prescott at the Dak Prescott wants to have Kamara, Gaskins, Robinson, Waller, and Davis. To me, it's just like, oh yeah, because while I think Robbie Anderson, does offer a lot of upside, I think Judy on the way back or
I
even
just
a
don't.
Visca.
Yeah, I guess we could get Judy. I still
Because
think Robbie's gonna be.
I think Judy, Visca, and Anderson are in that same class where it's like I can have either one of those guys and I'll feel okay with them. I think they
But I
all
don't
have.
mind. The only thing is, I think I would get Robbie and then get a chance to get Herbert back. But maybe I'm wrong.
You don't think that Dak is a level above Herbert and Wilson?
Um,
That's where
I'm really I like Dak a lot, but I really think Herbert's gonna have a great year this year. I just
see.
from what I saw last year, a full year training. I just think this kid is.
See, for me, I do have Dak Prescott a tier ahead of Wilson and Herbert. I have Dak Prescott in that same tier as Patrick Mahomes. Because Patrick Mahomes, I had to bring down a little bit because he doesn't run enough. So I don't have Patrick Mahomes as my number. Like, I probably lean more towards Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and Jackson as a quarterback, and then So then, to me, Dak Prescott right here makes a ton of sense. But I could see taking the wide receiver just because there are some other guys there. If that's the way you want to play it, I'll let you make this pick.
But how many picks do we have left? How many picks do we have to come back to?
This is 6-10, so it's gonna be 4 picks.
Damn, is Herbert gonna be there? Is my question.
In 4 picks, I think 4 picks is enough.
All right, yeah. So choose the Robbie and see what happens.
Robbie Anderson.
And just because we're
look, Visca and Judy just went off the board. Boom, boom, boom. And now you're looking at
Herbert. I would go Herbert.
I mean, at this point in the draft, I mean, because I have that difference there, and I see Hurts, I see that and Tannehill. I probably at this point, because I think of that gap, I probably take another position player here, or I try to snag something up here for value in the flex. I'll probably take Chase Edmonds and then get a quarterback when it comes back around, because
I would choose Herbert, but yeah, I would go Herbert right now. Or Wilson, whoever you want.
To me, I just feel like that there's enough of a drop off between Herbert and Dak, where once I got Robbie, I kind of was okay with, if Dak didn't come back to me, I would take another player and see what happens on the way back. And
choose a receiver.
Who was the guy? No, I was gonna go receiver. I was gonna go running back. Chase Edmonds.
I don't see what quarterbacks are left.
I think his volume upside is really good. There goes Wilson, probably Fuller's, Herbert, Tannehill that early. Wow, there goes Hurts. Ooh, there goes Aaron Rodgers.
So this is where I was kind of worried about of what we would be left with.
To me,
us getting Herbert and Edmonds right now to what we have left in quarterback is a big difference. Herbert's going to be, to me, much better than Tom Brady and Stafford.
I don't
just like you had Prescott maybe a tier above Herbert, I have tier above. Unless you tell me you think Brady and Stafford are on the same tier as Herbert.
True, but I think Edmonds is.
To me, the upside of Edmonds is
Edmonds could be the 3 down back.
Yeah, we thought that before, but no. To risk Edmonds for Edmonds, who hasn't really.
Yeah. And then I think that the Edmonds,
what we gave up on Herbert to what we have left over is such a drop off to me. Edmonds does not make up the amount of points.
I mean, I think that even
what Herbert would do for us,
even with Joe Burrow and Tom Brady and Lawrence, I think
I just have Herbert. I just have Herbert in a higher. I think highly more of Herbert than you do.
I think highly of Herbert, but I think that Dak
I wouldn't have
so much better. I don't think that Herbert's going to come out and be 50 points to 100 points higher than a guy like Brady. And when we look at what happened last year,
Edmonds might not be anything, and we just might be able to drop.
I mean, last year Brady outscored Herbert, and Brady, as we know, Brady has more weapons than anybody in this game.
Again, I have a higher value for Herbert. I think Herbert's going to be a monster. I think he's going to be a top 4 or 5 quarterback in the league.
You think he's going to be better than Dak Prescott?
I think he's going to be up there. Yes, I think Herbert's going to have an amazing season. I think to me, Herbert's going to do better. Is going to have another great, amazing season.
You think Herbert will be better than Dak Prescott? You think Herbert is going to? You think Herbert? If Herbert's a top five quarterback, if he's a top, you said top 5, right?
Yeah, he'll be better than Wilson. He'll be better than Prescott. That's what I'm saying. He's going to be better. I'm not saying he's going to be better than Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying he's going to be better than Allen. I'm not saying he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes. But are you telling me that Herbert's going to be better than Prescott and Wilson? Yes, I'm telling you that's what I think is going to happen. He'll take that 5th spot. Or again, one of them will be 4th, Prescott. But one of those are getting left out in the top 5 quarterbacks is what I'm saying. Yes, I think he's going to be top 5. So to me, to risk Edmonds, I would not do that if I'm thinking Herbert's going to be a top 5.
But see, when I look at the running backs that are available here afterwards, none of them have the upside of Edmonds.
No, I get it, but it's just to me again. I'm thinking. You just before when we started this, you made how quarterbacks get over 300. To me, if you're telling me I'm getting a top 5 quarterback,
yes, but but also
the risk getting Edmonds is not worth it.
But here's also here's also the point of what I'm saying too is that Brady outscored Herbert last year, and you could arguably say that Brady could get better this year. You could unequivocally say that Brady could have a better season this year than he did last year. Brady
but what you're not saying is it was a rookie season. He outscored him by 7 points, which is a touchdown, and did not play for the first game, which you didn't add those points. Imagine him having a full now, a second year, not a rookie, not wet behind the ears, right? We show we can do it. So again, to me, to risk Edmonds is not worth it for getting a top 5 quarterback. What I think Herbert's going to be. That's my mind, the way I was thinking. Yeah. And that's what scared me, that I would be left with. Again, Brady's a great quarterback. Just, he is 40-something. You never know what can happen.
We're going to go back to the same point again. The point drop off between the two of them really isn't that severe. When you look at the points per game that a guy like Dak was putting up, Dak was otherworldly. He was putting up insane type numbers, and that's why, again, to me, I had that big of a difference. And I think that Chase Edmonds, who again, he could be a 3-down back in this situation because there's nobody else there. James Conner is a guy that normally doesn't even last a whole season. So I think his upside there is tremendous to me. I do like a guy like Chase Edmonds, especially when you look at some of the other running backs that are available. I mean, I still think that Ronald Jones has good upside, but he's splitting it with someone, Damian Harris. I don't think you can trust a New England running back ever.
I'll be honest with you. Chase Edmonds, to me, I wouldn't even. Melvin Gordon coming back, to me, the same thing almost.
No way. Not even close. There's no way I put Melvin Gordon and Chase Edmonds in the same situation when you have Javonte Williams as that young rookie who they drafted and traded up for, who is more than likely going to take over a position for Melvin Gordon.
I'm just not big on Chase Edmonds. I don't know where you see that.
I'm just as much as I love Justin Herbert, I cannot sit here and tell you that I think that Herbert is leaps and bounds above Brady. I just don't. I think that they're in.
Again, I have him as a top 5 quarterback, so that's why I'm thinking I would not risk it. If I think a guy's going to be a top 5 at any position, I'm not risking who I think maybe could get the position and do.
But again, Herbert was not outscored. I mean, Brady was outscored by Herbert last time around. So, I mean, there was that. And Brady is now getting familiar with his characters, and he has more weapons.
Again, to me, I put a value in Herbert, the young, his rookie. He did that his rookie year, and he outscored him by 7 points. Yeah. And he missed the game. So, again, we're splitting hairs when you say that. He said 7 points, and he missed a full game. And he didn't come back to the second half.
And Brady was playing with a new team, new system, and he struggled early.
But he's a veteran, and you're talking about a veteran.
But you saw Brady started to hit his stride, and he had those monster games where he was throwing better games than Herbert. So there was that too. So I just don't think there's just that big of a drop off. But when we look at this next pick that's available, there's some tight ends, there's some running backs. Wide receiver wise, it looks like they're starting to float off the board. You have Parker, you have Williams, you have Brown. I think there's a lot of ways that you can go with this pick.
What receivers are left?
Devontae Parker, Mike Williams, Marquise Brown. I think that Mike Williams makes too much sense right here.
Yeah, I like Mike Williams as well. Mike Williams has been in our teams, I think, in every mock draft we've had.
He's been in there in a few. I'm trying to swap out some of the guys, but I think at that point in the draft, with everything that was available, it just his upside was just making too much sense because if Herbert is what you say he is, then more than likely Mike Williams is going to have to play a big part in that because other than Keenan Allen, you don't have many established pass catchers for that San Diego Chargers offense. But again, I understand you think he's going to make anyone who gets on that field better. And that's what you
Yeah.
expect when you have a guy that's top 5 projected quarterback. Now, let's see here. At this point in the draft, we do have 4 running backs. So I don't feel like that's a position that we have to necessarily go for. I think that Mooney's upside is pretty good, but then we have Allen Robinson already, so it kind of doubles down.
No, but Mooney was traded.
No, and
No, it
Miller,
was Miller traded.
Miller was traded. Yeah. So I mean, I think at this point in the draft, it's interesting.
I don't mind Mooney now, especially that Miller was traded.
Yeah, but we have Allen Robinson.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I don't want to have 2 wide receivers
for the fucking Bears.
no, I can't do that. I'm not having 2 wide receivers.
Like, if it was a good quarterback, I'd be like, oh,
or a proven quarterback. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I think at this point in the draft,
there's very few teams that would have 2 quarterbacks. You know where I would have 2 receivers, and they don't have the best quarterback, but Minnesota.
Yeah,
I would have those 2 on my same team. I wouldn't be as worried having those 2 play for my team.
Yeah, I mean, both of those guys finished within the top. I want to say top 25 at the very least in wide receiver last year. So definitely wouldn't hurt. I mean, I think at this point in the draft, based on everything that's available, Logan Thomas is there. I think a guy like Joe Burrow makes sense. I think that Jamal Williams is good. I could either take my second quarterback here, or I can snag someone else, and then get the quarterback on the way back.
I actually like Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas. Let's just see one thing. Now, Logan Thomas has 156 points, 164 for Mooney. And you're not interested in Williams?
No, I mean, we just have a lot of running backs. To me, Logan Thomas makes the most sense.
Okay, Logan Thomas. There we go. Spinning it back around. Wide receiver. I mean, at this point in the draft, there's some interesting questions here because I can say that, Mooney here isn't terrible.
Again, at this point now, I don't mind getting Williams or Mooney, even though we don't want the 2 receivers. At this value, like, God forbid Allen Robinson's not doing good and Mooney takes over, whatever. I mean, it's.
So then my next question to you then would be, do you see that Burrow, Lawrence, or Ryan being significantly better than any one of them? Because I could see taking Joe Burrow right here with that potential upside where he could be this year.
Well, I love Burrow too.
Because he could very well be this year's Justin Herbert and put up numbers equal to Justin Herbert.
Again, you're right.
He has more weapons than Justin Herbert has this year because you have Chase Claypool, you have Higgins, you're talking about Boyd. He has some weapons this year now. The question is, he can have enough time for that offensive line. But I think overall, it's an interesting upside play.
Yeah, I don't mind going Burrow. I'm just worried about the injury and Cincinnati protecting him.
Mm-hmm. There goes Traquan Swift. Man, he really made a jump in this draft.
Oh, he did, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, looking here, this is a great spot for Sterling Shepard, if you ask me. Holy Christmas.
I just don't know how healthy he could stay.
I mean, at this point in the draft, when you're talking about like your final.
Yeah, you're right. What running backs are left? Just a curiosity.
Running backs, Tevin Coleman's there, Penny's there.
I mean, I don't mind Coleman either.
I think
I'm going to go Coleman over Shepard.
I probably would take Shepard over Coleman, just the fact that Coleman probably is going to last. And I think the upside of Shepard, he's probably going to be the number 2 wide receiver on that team. I think that his overall points upside is greater, and we already have 4 running backs. So I think that it makes a little more sense to take Shepard here.
All right. No, I mean, again,
I think Coleman's probably going to come back to it.
Yeah, Coleman could come back to us.
Oh, there goes Coleman.
Oh, there goes Coleman.
Right there. He said, no, no, no. Now, here, I think Rashard Penny becomes interesting because there's not many players on that Seattle running back core. So I think that gives him an interesting upside. I think
The only thing is I don't mind. I'm mad. Don't we have Gaskins? Do we have Gaskins in this one?
we have Gassman. Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm mad as the backup.
I personally, I'm not sold on Ahmed being the backup. I think that Brown could factor into this situation. I think that Ahmed is someone that I probably would wait for. If I was going to take him, I'd take him probably with my last pick. I'd probably go John Brown here because I think with the Raiders, he's going to get more of an opportunity.
Yeah, I don't mind that John Brown either.
I think he has more upside to be a number one versus, guaranteed backup handcuff kind of thing, And they're Alvin Ahmed. Oof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I thought Ahmed was going to be gone there.
I think it was debatable.
No, when you say he was coming back, I was like, no, he's not coming back. Because from what all I read, he's going to be the guy backup.
No, everything I'm reading, it's going to be Brown because Brown's going to be used in the short yard situations, and Brown is going to be used at the goal line. Gaskins is going to be more the pass catching lead back. I think that puts Salvin Ahmed out of the picture, at least from the stuff that I'm seeing. All the coach speak that they have is when they signed Malcolm Brown, who came over from the Rams last year, is that their plan is to use him in these short yardage situations, which lends me to think that Ahmed's value is really just going to be tied to someone getting hurt. Because I don't really see him taking that much volume away from Gaskins. And if he's not getting the short yardage and those tough cut situations, which again, last year, when you look at his profile, he really didn't scale to something like that. It does worry me.
It's interesting to see. I'm interested to see training camp starts where Ahmed lands.
Yeah. Again, that's going to be something that we'll keep an eye on for you guys. And keep you informed. Here, I have no problem taking Malcolm Brown. The Dolphins are going to give him touches. You don't sign a guy for $2 million, have him fourth in the running back charts. With that being said, he's not a sleeper candidate, anyone, but just the deal that they did, as you see with some of these guys saying it's not like he's going to go over there to be the star, but it's also like you're not signing this guy just to sit on the bench.
I just think like I said, from what I was reading, Ahmed was gaining traction.
And that covers us for that backup spot. And then we go kicker defense. And we know the guy you like your coup.
Boom.
We got a coup. And then a defense. And then this one. So what do you got for a ranking here?
I think it's going to be it's good. I'm looking at again another C plus or B minus. That's what I'm thinking. Just from what they've been going off our things, it's so crazy. They might think this team is better than one of the ones we drafted. I don't see that.
I definitely think that this is definitely going to be an A team.
You think so?
Without a doubt.
Let's see. I told you.
This is the same exact thing I said last time.
What did I tell you?
You have Kamara, you have Allen Robinson, you have Darren Waller, you have Tom Brady, you have Myles Gaskins. I mean, you have Mike Davis and Chase Edmonds. You're covering at running back every single way you look, like a 78.
Bro, I told you. I knew that was going to be the C plus or B minus. Dude, they don't like Gaskins as the second running back. They probably don't like.
See, you cannot say that. You cannot say that because again, look at the scoring by the starters. We blow everyone the fuck out of the water. Blow teams the fuck out of the water. They don't like the bench. They consistently don't. I don't think they like Mike Williams. I think because guess what? We have Mike Williams in every fucking team and we're fucking getting bad grades. I think that's who it is. Because there's no way. Because again, here's what I'll say back. We have the number one projected starters by far.
So they hate our bench. They hate our
bench.
Yeah.
Look, our bench is projected to score 96 fucking points.
Who's our bench again?
The fuck is that possible, bro?
Your team. Let's see the bench. Okay, so they don't like Mike Williams. It's very
No. First, Logan Thomas,
They don't like Logan,
Joe Burrow,
Burrow,
Mike
Williams,
Williams, Sterling
Shepard.
Shepard,
I get.
John Brown, and Malcolm Brown. Are you kidding me?
I get.
What?
I don't like Sterling Shepard. I wouldn't pick them on my team. I don't get John Brown. I think actually, you've been right. I think John Brown has a lot of potential there.
I think that I get where people have issues with Sterling Shepard's injury concerns, but as the
And they don't
third
like
to
Malcolm Brown.
last
And
pick,
men went first, so they definitely don't like Malcolm Brown. And they don't like Mike Williams. Those are probably the three ones that culprits: Williams, Sterling, and Malcolm Brown. And you know, that's probably what they're thinking. That's what I'm assuming.
I mean, you cannot tell me that you like Deontay Evans and Darrell Williams and Xavier Jones more than fucking Malcolm Brown. I mean, I just don't see where it's that big of a difference where Malcolm Brown is putting us from being by far the best starters to the by far worst bench,
and they don't like anyone on our bench,
bro. Like 90. So what the fuck is Joe Burrow?
For us to be last, they don't like. For us to be the best starting team and then the worst bench.
This is why I say Fantasy Pros is fucking shit up, guys. Like literally, because I'm like, this is an A+ team. You know why I said that? Because I look at my starters and I'm like, who the hell is whooping this team's ass? Because like we are loaded. Like you're talking about a QB1 without question. You're talking about an RB top 5. Like you're talking about a tight end top 3.
Yeah, but you have to remember, we're thinking that Tom Brady to them is not a QB1 for whatever reason.
No, he's a QB1.
But what I'm saying, how they had it drafted, how we got him so low, they're not putting high expectations.
QB1. He was still drafted like a QB1 is a top 12 quarterback. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He was 8th quarterback last year. You know,
I'm with you. I'm assuming this. They don't.
But also I'm assuming that with their database, they can't be having us doing so well on these mock drafts without paying them. So I also think that maybe that's something where just because we're not paying them, they're going to lower the grades. I am
let's be honest. We haven't seen C pluses in a while.
I am genuinely saying that based off of, again, now I've done multiple mock drafts and I can visibly point out we're outscoring the next closest starting team by, you're talking about 40
almost 50 points, 40 something points.
Yeah, like you're talking about 44 points, and then the bench is gonna score like 96 points versus the for whom Odell tolls, right? Okay, let's see what Odell tolls. Who's on that bench? Deshaun Watson.
That's why. Okay, so Deshaun.
Yeah. So Deshaun Watson is gonna do so much better than Joe Burrow because of all those games he's gonna play. Yeah,
and they have 3 running backs, isn't it?
Dude, Kenneth Gainwell. I could argue that Malcolm Brown offers you the same upside as Gainwell. No cap. I could argue that Malcolm Brown offers the same upside as Giovanni Bernard, who's the number 3 running back on the Bucks, who has Rojo and Fournette above him. How the fuck is Giovanni Bernard hitting that floor?
To me, I have to say I said it during the draft. I'm mad I saw us gaining traction. I just don't believe Malcolm Brown. I don't see 2 million as this unbelievable thing that we have to play.
Here's what I'm saying to you, though. Giovanni Bernard is a
No, I'm with you. I don't get either.
Your point about Ahmed is completely separate from what I'm talking about right now.
Right.
Because we can get into that argument. We can pull up the sheets and everything. We'll go through that as the season goes on. There'll be a winner in that because someone's going to get the touches and someone isn't. That's a clear-cut one. But what I'm looking at and what I'm saying here, though, is like, even if you don't like Malcolm Brown, it's hard for you to tell me that Giovanni Bernard is offering so much more upside than him. I don't even see how he offers more upside.
Because the receptions. Well, how many receptions Giovanni Bernard?
How is Giovanni Bernard as a 3rd string running back?
But the thing is,
how many catches can he get as a 3rd?
I'm with you, Steve. But he has receptions, and he always gets receptions. Somehow, one way, Giovanni Bernard finds himself in the damn lineup get him. That's the only thing I could assume is that they're going off that he
But
always gets reception.
These assumptions that they have are very vague because I can't imagine how many points that you're going to project him to have that he would put this team at such a high projection over us that I think that, again, this is just showing flaws in the system, glitches in the matrix. And this is why I consistently, like when I say, when they reach, I teach. Let them reach on Gio Bernard all season long. I'm going to teach you.
Again, Giovanni Bernard is not a.
Giovanni Bernard should not be even drafted. Period, point blank. In a 12-team league, Giovanni Bernard should not be on a roster. Period, point blank. And
he went pretty high.
That's my point. That's my point. I'm like, this dude shouldn't even be fucking drafted. Period.
It's weird how they have it, but I knew it was going to come out again. How they've been coming out? It's been weird.
Listen, man, I just showed you the glitch in the matrix. Literally, number one starters by a decent amount, worst bench by a decent amount. When the bench clearly has upside plays with volume opportunities. Fantasy pros, word of advice: fix your shit. Fix your shit.
I don't know how they would fix it because
it's the evaluation that they have for the projection of the numbers. They're not calculating things right. They're not adding in points right because there's no way our bench can't get projected to score 96 points.
Yeah, no,
it's impossible. One of our Joe Burrows alone is projected at 288 points. So what is your projections based on? What is that?
And they don't. Logan Thomas was a bench, right?
Yeah.
And they have no expectations of Logan Thomas.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, so
that's a weird one.
Yep. So this is one where fantasy pros, again, I'm going to say fix your shit, bro. There's something wrong here. And
well, look, the people watching out there, we're not going by this grade. It's been strange to us because it's been coming back like that where we can't find really the holes. But again, hit us up on Instagram at TDS Ricky, at TDS Taco. And when you watch this, let us know. Hey, maybe you see the holes. Maybe you think something. Let us know. Leave us a comment. And we love to get into it. Tell us, we'll tell you our reasons of why this player is correct and why we went there. But again,
and I'm gonna go back.
It's a cool way for us to show how we're drafting.
And I'm gonna go back to what I was saying earlier. When they reach, I teach. It's going to be consistently like this all season long where we go through these mock drafts. I'm going to show you the guys that the system is taking above or the system might suggest for you to take where it doesn't really make any sense based on the way you would build a team for actual real life and the way you'd be actually looking at constructing a roster where you're going to face real life people and have to compete to win because it's nice to win a mock draft, but it's better to win your league.
And again, we're doing this real early. These things are going to change. Everything is fluid.
Even with it changing, though, again, to the point that I'm speaking here is just the way the system is built and how the system evaluates things differently than a person when we know what we're going to be in store for throughout a 16 to 17 game season, and you have to prepare yourself by like having two quarterbacks just in case your guy goes down because you don't want to be asked out. Now, sometimes I can understand freewheeling it, but it really depends on who you have on your team, what's available, and where
again, things that they're not going to take into consideration, like you said, is and you're going to see it consistently through our mock
what they didn't take into consideration was Joe Burrow's points because
no. What I'm saying to you is
no. What I'm saying to you is Joe Burrow is projected to get 280 points, but they have a bench total of 96.
Oh yeah. I'm not even going to that.
What I'm saying here is there's clearly an error because I can point to you and say, hey, look, one of your guys that you have projected on my team is projected to score 280 points.
Right.
But you have my team at a total of 96.
No, again, I'm with you on that, but
it's clearly an error. There's an error.
I'm moving past that because, like I said, we don't really take that much credence into all this. It's a way for us to use the mock, but more of anything, you're going to see people watching and see during these videos of, hey, what other players are available? Do we think they come back around?
Well, not only to that, it's more of the mindset of what should you be looking at for your draft? How should we be looking at constructing it when you're looking at certain guys available? How do you play that? Because every draft is different. No draft is the same. So,
Right.
who drafts in our draft could not draft in your draft, but you're gonna need to evaluate who's on the board versus who
Right.
you like versus what you can do and make those determinations. So, if you can feed a man and you'll eat for a day, but if you can teach a man how to feed himself, he'll always eat forever. And that's the point of what we're doing here is we're trying to give you the foundations of how to look to build a team, what you should be looking at, what players in what positions. Like, hey, I went wide receiver earlier.
Where's the value in there? What's worth reaching?
Yeah.
What's worth waiting on? Or
Yeah.
and things like that. Again, it's just a way to kind of teach you our strategy, how we go about it. And it's two different people that have two different thoughts as well. So, we get to hash it out here. And hopefully you guys are listening to what we're saying and getting some tips over here on how to draft when your time comes.
Yep. And I think one of the big things that we have to realize and remember is that as we get closer to the draft date, some players are going to start going up, some are going to start going down. We're going to get more information, and that's going to create separation between some of these guys. And again, there's going to be certain guys, again, like where I feel like even Mike Williams, where they're not giving him the volume upside potential that he really does have, and that's affecting some rankings. So these are all things that we're going to point out to you and be like, hey, look, this is a glitch in the matrix, and this is something where you can maybe take advantage of it. Like one thing we're seeing with some of these late quarterbacks, that situation with the quarterback was one of those situations where it's like, hey, yeah, we could have taken Dak, we could have taken Herbert, but to end up with, a guy like Brady 3 rounds later who, for all intents and purposes, could easily score just as much as any of those guys this season, because let's face it, Brady's on a big time offense and he is the orchestrator. There's nobody telling Brady no. When Brady went to QB sneak, Brady QB sneaks. So that's one thing that we do have to, acknowledge. You have to acknowledge situation, player, skill, talent, situation, coaching. All of that matters. And what else matters is making sure that you guys follow us on Instagram. TDS Blitz is going to be where you see a lot of our football-only stuff. Make sure you give us a follow on YouTube. We're going to be going live during the upcoming weeks with some of these mock drafts. This way you guys can ask us questions real time and let us know what you think and give us suggestions on players you would like us to take in, and we'll go from there and we'll make it an interesting and learning experience. So, again, I am TDS Taco. That's my partner here, TDS Ricky. Right there is Spider Gwen. She's cool. And this is TDS Blitz, and we are out. Until next time, people. Peace.
TDS Blitz, TDS Blitz, #1 fantasy sports show, about to get it poppin' like this. TDS Blitz, represented like that. The dopest fantasy football podcast. This is what you need. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Talking strategies and more. Helping you to win from player rankings, waiver pickups and more.